Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our lunchtime tea talk, next level conversation, level up with the Akbars. We are here this afternoon. We're talking about faith today, and we're excited. We've been really busy this morning, but we always want to make sure that we come and recognize this wonderful opportunity just to come and share a topic and just have conversation. Mr. Akbar and myself have been making sure that we are keeping this talk live and fresh and just grateful to be a part of. So, Mr. Akbar, when we were talking about faith before, we always separate how faith is not the same as religion. And so in that regard, when did you realize that you could separate your faith, your belief system from religion, from the stigma and the dogma that other cultures or in the traditions of men try to place on you?
Oh my goodness. So yeah, that's great. Great question you asked me about religion and faith, because those are two separate entities. And yeah, I think religion is structured in a way, to group people up and give them a message, a message of hope, if you will. So it's a good thing in that regard. A faith is an individual thing for each of us. With our relationship with God or whatever it is that we can't see, but we believe is going to be real anyway. So we have faith in a multitude of invisible forces that we just know exist. You see, and so it's almost like, and I like using gravity because I know most people can relate to gravity as a real entity. Even though you can't see it, we all know gravity is there. And I mean, if you respect it, you will not have any problems with it. But when you don't, it's going to take control of what it does. And so just the way it is. But faith can be just as strong if you believe like that. And so, faith and religion is two separate entities. I don't want anybody to be confused about that, thinking that, if you, don't go to church, or if you don't go to the masjid, or if you don't go to whatever religious, synagogue that you're affiliated with, that somehow now your faith, it's not solid. Well, I don't. I hope that was clear enough for you, Mrs. Akbar.
It was definitely clear. That's why I think, to study on your own is so super important. Also, to visit other cultures, other countries, I think is awesome and important as well. Because here, in the United States, more so, it is a melting pot. So you can find every culture, every creed, every religion here. However, to develop your own belief system and develop what is comfortable for you and what actually speaks to your heart, I think is so important. Not my grandma's God, not my mom's God or my dad's God, but a God of my own understanding, a God that I know that as long as I trust and believe that God will supply all of my needs. All I have to do is have faith, and I have to do some work as well. Faith without works is dead. And so, but
Let,
that's just, hmm?
let me ask you this question,
Yeah.
Ms. Rachel. So now, when it comes to faith, what do you think is the number one impediment to faith? What is the adversary to faith?
Well, it could be the mind, and people's belief system. It's always talked about this entity. If there's good, there has to be bad. If there's right, there has to be wrong. If there's peace, there has to be chaos. So it's like a balance. So what I'm saying, when you say the enemy or the adversary, I would have to say your own thought process, your own belief system. Also, staying stuck, not growing in anything, but just hearing something, having it stuck in your subconscious, and then never challenging it and never looking further into it, I think can be a stagnation.
Yeah, great response, Rachel. So
Yeah.
now, yeah, and just to add to that, the relationship, the relationship that I had with fear for so many years of my life, just this compelling thing that was keeping me from venturing, to taking risks, to exploring. It was just the fear, and so it contaminated my faith. You see, and so now they say fear and faith can't occupy the same space. I know
Correct.
how true that is for me, because I know how when I was consumed with fear, there was no faith that I would be able to do anything. And so it's like my life now was a reaction to the circumstances around me, because I was always in this fear-based thinking, just like you was talking about. It's been a mindset. Faith is a mindset, fear is a mindset. And so the reality is my mindset was hoovering over fear. You see, and so fear was the thing that guided me. So in every situation that I encountered in life, I would add the fear to it. And then I would measure, my activities about my level of fear. That makes sense to you? Yeah.
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 And
Yeah.
so
It
I
does.
couldn't I couldn't operate I couldn't expand outside of this little sphere.
Yeah.
That had me like in a cocoon. And fear was my protection, if you will. Can
Mm.
you see that craziness? And then I realized, and this is the thing that really baffled me. I realized at some point, when faith, say a mustard seed of faith is all you need. So that little mustard seed of faith that I had burst through all that fear, and guess what I discovered? That fear that had controlled my life, it wasn't even real. It just housed itself in my mind.
Mhm.
Wow, isn't that something? That's crazy. Anyway, um,
No, I'm glad that you're talking about that, because I think we grow up with those same thought processes, and that kind of keeps us stuck too, and not really willing or ready to venture out and step out on faith. Many times, we allow what we are doing today in regards to our profession or our belief system, again, to be dictated by what we learned from the persons that reared us. And sometimes, it didn't make those people bad people, but sometimes, misinformed people. So I think it's important when we're looking at the individuals that, reared us, and to look at their education, or also their relationship with faith.
mhm.
When the tough got going, when the tough, how they say it, when the tough gets going, the
when
going
when
gets
the when the going gets
tough.
tough.
The tough gets going. Same with
Yeah.
people. How do your people handle situations? Did they just pray about it, or did they get into action? When it says that you pray like it's up to God, but you work like it's up to you. So that's in regard to every aspect of your life. We came here to build, we came here to achieve and to grow, not to stay stuck. And
Mhm.
that always reminds me when we had this conversation about and I love the way you tell the story the best, about the gentleman in the Bible that buried their wealth, and the ones that went out and multiplied it, and the ones that went out and also, grew interest on it. So, the same with your belief system. How are you growing your belief system? And then how are you training the future generations to have faith that they can do anything that they put their mind to, and they don't have to limit their beliefs, and they don't have to be stuck in a poverty mindset. And when I say poverty mindset, it's not always about money. It's always about just having the ambition to create. Sometimes, our thought process is that, we don't belong in that area, that's for these people or these type of people, when no, that's not the case. It's like, if you can think it, you can believe it, you definitely can achieve it. But it's a process that you have to go through in order to manifest it to come into fruition. So
It's
yeah.
like, and just to add to that,
Yeah.
what you was talking about, contaminating your faith in those ways, just like that. You see, and so, like, coming up as a kid, we were in the projects for some years,
Hmm.
and in the projects, I mean, it was contained. You see, we had a corner store. We didn't go outside of the corner store.
Yeah.
I remember. how we were locked into, the danger on the other side of the street.
Mm-hmm.
And can just how this is one way it was reinforced. A kid tried to go across the street and got hit by a car.
Wow.
And he didn't die anything, but he got injured.
Mm-hmm.
Got hit by a car. The rest of us thought then, based on everything had been taught, don't go outside of a certain boundary.
Yes.
Or something is going to happen tragic.
Yeah.
And that reinforced that, so it's like we never went outside. And let me tell you, you know the story about when the monkeys was put into this cage and they had the bananas up on the pole. And so the monkeys climb up the pole to get the bananas.
Mm-hmm.
And just as they was about to get the bananas, they got a shot of cold water.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I'm talking about like coming out of a fire hose.
Mm-hmm.
Cold water. Right? So they scurry back down the pole, right? And they tried again. So what happened over a period of time, they brought another monkey in the cage. Now, the psychology behind it.
Yeah.
The new monkey saw the bananas upside the pole and attempted to climb, and the other monkeys pulled him back.
Uh-huh.
You see? Now just think about that. The psychology now, being conditioned.
Yes.
The monkeys wouldn't let the new monkey go up there. Why? Because they had already experienced what would happen. You're not going to get the banana. You're only going to get a dearth of cold water, and it's going to knock you down. So to protect him, they did what they did to keep him from climbing that pole. Now, look at this. Over a period of time, the new monkeys that were brought in, right, they couldn't go up the pole because the old monkeys wouldn't allow them to. So now they got a family. The banana's still up there, but the monkeys would not even attempt to climb the pole because of conditioning over a period of time.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you ask the monkeys, why don't you go up there and get your bananas? They won't even have an answer for you.
Mm-hmm.
And so some of the conditions right now that's keeping people from really standing out on faith, stepping out on faith, they don't even know why. You understand the psychology behind the conditioning process. So a mustard seed, you probably know that story much better than I do about a mustard seed of faith.
A mustard seed of hope. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no faith.
Faith.
Faith is the thing. A mustard seed, you see, and that's all you need is a mustard seed. And a mustard seed is so small.
Can't you see it? Yes.
Yeah, but that's all the faith that you really need. That's required for you to bring yourself to the place you want to be in life, man. It's amazing. So when I think about that, when life seemed to be overwhelming and somehow overbearing, circumstances compelling me, to not go, I got a faith.
Yes.
Maybe small as a mustard seed, but I have the faith to step out. Because my experiences now in life has allowed me to know that when I was afraid of situations, when I was afraid to move out of my comfort zone, what was it that was keeping me there? It was the fear. And I discovered, see, this is a reference now. I discovered over a period of time that fear was a barrier that kept me to my wealth, from my wealth. Right? And said, you heard it before? The cave that you fear house the treasure that you seek.
Man, you bringing tears to my eyes right now because everything you're saying is so indicative of us as a people, and then like you said with the banana, why aren't you even going after the banana? It's like you lose faith, you lose hope. You don't even know that you lost it because you never had it to begin with. Man, that's powerful, man.
It's crazy.
It is. It's
so I just want to share. I just want to share that because I know we don't have but a couple of minutes left. But I just want to make this a real experience when we come together, every week. Just try to share our experience with others, about some of the trials and tribulations and what you can do with your life if you believe.
Yes.
And then this is the thing, right? If your belief is not helping you get to your vision,
yes,
re-examine your beliefs.
Re-examine your belief.
You see, because just because I believe, don't make it real. Just think about that. I don't believe that. Why? Why didn't the monkeys believe they can go up the pole and get the bananas?
Yeah.
I don't even know. Most people that say, "Oh, I don't believe that." Why?
Why? Because of
And you know,
somebody
it's,
else taught them. Yes.
it's because of the systematic conditioning that puts us all in a particular box, whatever that sphere is that we captured in. At some point, each individual got to break free. Can't nobody do it for you. You see, and this is the challenge for everybody. To muster up your strength. Get your courage. Just you ready to move forward.
Really?
You got to muster up every element of your being, right? To move, you got to do that. Thrust yourself into where you want to be.
Yeah.
Because other than that, just like the gravitational force,
Yes.
right? You got to get at a certain speed.
Momentum.
Yeah, your speed got to be so high, right? For you to break through it, then there's a sound barrier, right? That's a gravitational speed.
Yeah.
Go through it, and it's sound. You hear the noise, all right? But the idea about it is, right? This is a silent thing with us. You see, the only noise is going to be made when you get on the other side, and then there's a moment of hallelujah.
And cheering.
Hallelujah.
And you did it. See that
God
I
is
did
real.
it, with the help of God.
And God is real. So yeah, thank you, Rachel, for having me on. I really appreciate it. I know, it was congested this morning. We had a lot going on, but we were able to get here. You know why? Because we didn't panic. We pivoted.
We still have 15 minutes. We have about 14 minutes. And I'm
Well,
I get really emotional.
I thought it was 1:00.
Well, yeah, we started a little bit late. So what time is it now?
1:00.
All right, we got a couple minutes though. So we got a couple minutes. I see it. It says 12:58, brother. 2 minutes.
Okay, so well, I'm not, doing anything to rush it. I'm just knowing that I got a schedule.
I know you do, brother, and I'm not gonna keep you past your schedule. You are free to log off in 2 minutes.
All
But
right, I
what I
can be
want
here
to
for 2
say
minutes.
about this, it was so powerful. Just, and I love the way you tell stories. And I know you say, "Oh, my wife's getting emotional." You always think you got to cut something off from me. Don't be my monkey, okay? Let me climb the pole. Let me grab a banana. If I get emotional, let me get emotional. Because everything is significant to my life and moving and propelling forward. So right now, thinking about those belief systems and those stagnations and those barriers, and that's always trying to put you in a box, always trying to trap you into thinking this is not for you, you can't do it. All of those negative cognitions and conditioned thinking. I want to break free from all of that.
Right.
I've never told my children. Every time they said to me, "I want to do this," you go for it, baby. And it sounds, a little bit different. It's okay. Go for it. Try it. Because nothing beats failure but a try anyway. And if
Right.
you can achieve it and you can believe it and it's something you want to do, go for it. So, I'm grateful in that era because I remember growing up in an era where everything needed to be structured and strategic, the way that it was already planned out. Never room for growth, never room for improvement, never room for ideas. What about my own ideas? What about my own imagination? If it wasn't in this so-called structure that was already laid out, it shouldn't even be thought about. Always shutting you down, closing you off. So yes, I'm grateful that we're having this topic. So people, please dream big. If you have a huge vision and a huge dream, you can manifest it. Manifest it through prayer, manifest it through mentorship, manifest it through coaching. Just to let you all know, we have started our coaching and consulting business. We're actually helping individuals to create their own business, to start their own journey, to be able to create their own check according to what they desire. And it's happening, you all. It's the vision is huge and it's big, and you can all be a part of it as well. So thank you, Mr. Akbar, for talking about faith today with me. I know that we circulate our topics: faith, family, finance, fitness, and fun. So when we were bringing it back around today, I was like, wow, we talked about faith a couple times. What more can we say? But man, there's so much more that could be said. So with that, I want to toast you again, as always. Thank you for being my life partner. Thank you for being my voice of reason. Thank you for being just a wonderful person in my life, helping me to continue to expand my capacity on my mental concepts. Love you so much. Appreciate you. Have a wonderful day.
Peace and blessings to everyone.
Have a great day.